Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be showing you how to create a compliance policy in Microsoft Endpoint Manager, which is your Microsoft Intune. So, in this video, I'll be creating a compliance policy that will check if the device Windows 10 or Windows 11 have an antivirus configured on that device, and also if there is firewall enabled on that device. If there's no firewall enabled on the device will be marked as non-compliant. So if I go to my all devices, on our devices, and you can see I have my device right now, they are all compliance. So let's create a compliance policy. So I'm going to go to other devices. So here you can see we have our policy. So click compliance policy. Just wait for the policy to get started. And so now we need to actually create a new policy. So just click on the plus sign here. We said create a policy. Then we're going to select which platform we want to actually create our policy for. It's going to be Windows 10 or later. And you can see the profile type will only have one choice. So just click create. So here I'm going to call this, let me just call this firewall check, and then click next. Here you can see we have different compliance we can actually configure, but I'm going to go straight to the system security. On the system security, let me just scroll down, and here you can see we have firewall. So I'm going to check for firewall, and I'm also going to check for antivirus. So I'm going to check for these two if the device have firewall configured or antivirus. Let me just click next. And here we can say if mark the device not compliant, I'm going to add the device to a retire list if the device is not compliant. Say schedule days after not compliant, I'm going to leave it for 0 so that it should be take effect immediately. So let's click next. So I'm going to assign not to all devices, but to just a specific device. Let me just assign this to my Windows 11 device. So I have a security group called Windows 11. We have one device in that group. You can see one device and click next. Here you just cross check and see the summary if everything is well configured. Let me just click create. So now our policy have been created. To enforce that policy more quicker, what we need to do is to go to devices, all devices. So we have my C001. So I'm going to actually force the policy I just created to sync with that device. I'm going to just click sync, and then I'm going to sync. Then what I'll be doing also to actually allow that device to receive the policy I just created. Let me go also to the device. Let me go to my Windows 11 device. Here's my Windows 11 device. So I'll be going to settings. Under settings, I'll be going to account. So in my account, I'll be going to just click on access work or school. So from access work or school, you can see my domain name. So just click on that, and then click on manage by kelvglobal, click on info. And here what we need to do right now is we need to actually sync the information, sync this device with our Microsoft Intune. So it's going to actually retrieve all the information from Microsoft Intune, from your Endpoint Manager to your device. So let's just wait for some seconds for this sync to take effect. But mind you, on this device, we don't actually have antivirus on this device, just the Windows Defender. And also, if I go to, let me just open Control Panel. If I open Control Panel and I go to Windows Defender, Firewall, you can see that the firewall is actually turned off. So normally this device is supposed to be marked as non-compliant. So let's just wait for the sync to finish and let's see what happens in our Endpoint Manager. And let's see what happens in Intune if the device is marked as non-compliant. So now we can see that the sync just gets completed. So when I went to my Endpoint Manager, and here you can see automatically we are seeing that the C001 is non-compliant. So if I click on the C001 and I click device compliant, and here we can see that it says the firewall check is not compliant. So that is how you actually configure your compliance policy from your Microsoft Endpoint Manager. Thank you very much and goodbye.